Now, this story is insane. Literally insane. This dude is insane. And a lot of times people do things, man, when they have life in prison, they get sentenced for life in prison, or they're sentenced to death. They do crazy things to get off death row, or they do crazy things to prove that they're crazy and don't have it all, so that, they don't do their time. But I think this dude is genuine, man. I mean, after I read this story, man, this dude did some crazy things. This is a prime example of someone that's demonically possessed. Of course, people are going to say that dude, he's got a mental issue. But when you see what this dude did, when you hear about what this dude did, you're going to agree with me on this, and of course, in secular terms, yeah, he's got a mental issue, but it starts in the spirit, man. It starts in the soul of the individual. And I think this person has displayed demonic characteristics or demonic traits. Now, you see the title, Death Row Inmate Who Brutally Murdered His Son, Ripped Out His Own Eye, and Ate It, May Get an Appeal. Now, I don't think this dude is really doing this to get an appeal, because, and I'm not going to give it away, I'm going to read the article and you're going to see for yourself. But don't forget to subscribe. Click on the donate button. Donate to the channel if you like the topics that I speak on, right? But Andre Thomas, 35, recently gouged out his only remaining eye and ate it in a mental outburst. Now, I did a video one time where I was talking about this man that was demonically possessed, and he hung out, in the graveyard and tombs, and he was crying, and he was cutting himself with stone, self-mutilation. I talked about that, and you can find that on my Fearless 2005 channel, or my, Fearless J 1111 channel, where I'm talking about this demonic possessed person that does self-harm to himself. But this says the only remaining eye. Now, this happened two different times. Two different times he gouged out his eye. The first time he gouged out his eye, he didn't eat it, and the judge still, he probably looked at it like, listen, I seen crazy things in the courtroom, so I'm still going to sentence you, right? So he didn't get mental for that, okay? But let me continue reading. In 2004, Thomas was convicted of killing 13-month-old Leah Marie Hughes, his estranged wife's daughter, as well as his estranged wife, Laura Kristen Boren, and their 4-year-old, Andre Lee, reported the Associated Press. So this dude killed his family. Check out how he did it. Thomas stabbed the victims and ripped out their hearts. Thomas stabbed himself a few times before going to the Sherman Police Department and confessing to the killings. See, he confessed to this. He did it himself. He did it, and then he went to the police department and turned himself in. So it would not make sense for him to try to play crazy just to get a lighter sentence or to get out. But he reported it himself. He killed his family. He ripped out their hearts. He just didn't kill them, but he ripped out their hearts. Check this out. He claimed God told him to commit the killings. God spoke to him. according to this article, and told him to kill his family. Which God did that? Interesting. This person is demonically possessed. When Thomas was first jailed for the killings, he pulled out one of his eyes, yet a judge still ruled him competent for trial. Now, the judge probably thought that he was doing that just to get away with it, but he turned himself in. He wasn't running. He committed the murder, and then he went to the police department and turned himself in. Then in 2009, while on death row, he removed his remaining eye and told prison officials he ate it. So did he have like a taste for grapes? He thought they were grapes. See, this is some cannibal mess, man. And I'm curious as to what he did with the hearts. Did he eat the heart? When he cut the hearts out of his family, did he eat it? You know, because this guy apparently had a taste for his own eye. He plucked out his eye and ate it. Popped it in his mouth, start chewing away. All right. Thomas now serves time at a prison psychiatric unit. Although a federal judge rejected an appeal from Thomas and his attorneys in 2016, they took their case to the New Orleans-based 5th U.S. District Court of Appeals, who heard their oral arguments for appeals on Tuesday. In written filings before the argument, attorney Catherine Inmate Carroll argued Thomas' mental illness went undiagnosed and untreated until after the delusions it caused led him to commit the crime here. The Herald Democrat reported Carroll argued for about 30 minutes Tuesday for Thomas' appeal. Thomas' case for appeal is ongoing. This is some crazy stuff. Something very demonic is going on inside this dude. Plucked out his own eye and ate it. And that's not even talking about him just waking up one day and killing his family. You know what I mean? It's like he took the souls of his family. This is some demonic, cannibalistic mess, man, right here. So I'm going to put the article on the bottom. You guys check it out for yourself. Your feedback and tell me what you think, man. But this is some crazy stuff. And you know what? It goes back to what I always say. I always tell my sons this too, man. And I'm sure they listen, but a lot of times young people just don't listen. Because a lot of times they think they know it all. But you have to really know, man, who you lay down with, man. You know, I mean, humans now, and I made a video about this on Fearless 2005 and Fearless J1111 channel. You have people, man, I don't think a lot of these, what they call humans, I don't think they're humans, man. I really don't think they're humans because me growing up, I've never heard of any nonsense like this. You understand? So I really don't think that modern day humans are, I think there's some type of subhuman, man. They're not real humans. You know, it's a whole totally different species. You know, because this is not the first time, especially black people have done some mess like this. You know, eating dogs, man, eating humans. You know, this one girl cut up her kids, man. And when the police went to the home, opened the refrigerator, the kids were like stacked away and they're like meats. You know, so this is some diabolical mess, man, right here. This is insane right here. Plucked out his own eyes, man, and ate them. So subscribe, support the channel, feedback, tell me what you think. I'm going to put the link on the bottom for you to read for yourself. Until next time. Mood D Control.